I am Jesus Cog Superstar, and I'm here to read you passages from the TurboGrafx-16 Bible of the Church of the Hudson Bee. Please join me, will you? Courageous Keith 3:16. And this story, Keith brought back a message of great joy. This great tablet will make us explore dungeons of greats. Will make us sure that we have bonds of adventure, and that we have axes that are legendary. Your chase for magical powers will be endless. Reach out to my hand. And the TurboGrafx-16 era was wondrous. Many seated great forms of card entertainment, and loved every second of it. The Church of the Hudson Bee was a glorious time for many, but not all was well. As we go to JJ of Jeff 90210. Sadly, there's a deep blue on the horizon. It reads, and a brutal console war raged across the country. It was a last alert supper for the TurboGrafx-16. 1993. Sadly, the TurboGrafx-16/Turbo Duo was crucified, and for many decades we had to close the chapter on these books, and many hope was lost. But a resurrection happened. Recently, the TurboGrafx-16 came back from the heavens, and like a falcon soaring through the sky, it was resurrected in the year of 2020. It appears that the TurboGrafx-16 Mini is reborn, and here to entertain the masses once again with 50 plus games of glorious entertainment. Is this a glorious new Mini that's going to lead us to the promised Pac-Land of entertainment? Or is this a deep blue dish of disappointment? Hallelujah! We get to play the TurboGrafx-16 once again. So this is it. Yes, the TurboGrafx-16 Mini. The thing is a little bit more difficult to set up than a standard Mini. Like here you gotta take off the top, just like original TurboGrafx-16. But what I don't like is that, yeah, there's a giant hole back here for the HDMI cord. To set these up, I'm gonna need like multiple hands because you gotta sort of fish it through the back. So it gets into here, and yeah, that's how it goes. And with this cord, gotta fish in through the bottom here, and that's how that goes. Yeah, the one cord actually got caught. Nothing too major. It's easy enough to figure it out, but you compare that to something like a Nintendo Mini down here, which you just plug the two cords in the back and you're good to go. Much easier setup than the TurboGrafx-16 Mini, but just slightly. It's just no big deal. I figure I'd point that out because I have to deduct a few points for that. The original TurboGrafx-16 was like that too, with the removable top here where you can add like the CD add-on. Yeah, so there it is, the TurboGrafx-16 Mini on my big screen TV here. Yeah, I love the menu so far. And another thing that I like, yeah. So here is my Turbo Duo, a great console that plays a lot of my TurboGrafx-16 PC Engine releases. And here's the cord. Sadly, most TurboGrafx-16 cords are only 3 to 4 feet long. Nothing too major at all. But here is a TurboGrafx-16 Mini controller. As you can see, it's a lot like this. All the functionality. And yes, unlike the PC Engine Mini, you got the turbo switches, which is just like a TurboGrafx-16 original controller. It's beautiful. Yeah, if you want the turbo switches off, you can actually use a charge beam. But the choice is up to you. So even though the Turbo Duo here has very short cords, the TurboGrafx-16 Mini has one very cool feature. Yeah, this thing is over 8 feet long.
So I can easily play across the room here and still play my TurboGrafx-16 Mini. Very cool. This is like the best cord of all the minis out there. Yes, and way better than this stupid mini. 3-foot long cords. And the cord is nice and thin too. You compare this to original one, which is a little bit on the bulky side. These are very handy. So this is a TurboGrafx-16 original, and this is a TurboGrafx-16 Mini. Actually, yeah, it doesn't look too different. Here's the NES Mini. Everything looks about the same. You even got the power bar here. But one thing I was surprised with, and yeah, this was in my top 10 worst video, is that I thought the TurboGrafx-16 Mini was only going to have one port, but nope. You have two right out of the gate, which is awesome. There are games in here like Kadash and Parasol Stars that are 2 players. If you get a second controller, yes, you can play 2-player games right out the bat. You don't need the Turbo Tap. But if you want to play Dungeon Explorer and Bomberman 93, yeah, you're going to have to invest in a Turbo Tap if you want up to 5 players. But, you know, for games like that, it might be worth it. Yeah, and when you turn on the TurboGrafx-16 Mini as well, it has a nice switch. You see the cool, you know, black and orange feature that was traditional with the TurboGrafx-16. They love black and orange for some reason. And yeah, it actually slides in too, like you got a real card in there. So let's try it out. Let's put a real card in there. But sadly, I guess you already know the story is that it doesn't accept real cards. It has to go on a real TurboGrafx-16 only. But Drop Off is a terrible game, so it's no big loss. But yeah, let's have a closer look at some of the games on here, because there's both some good and bad that I gotta show you. So here on the TurboGrafx-16 side, we get 25 awesome games here. Well, most of them are awesome. Yeah, Space Harrier, I could have done without that one. It's okay, but not the best port out there. Yeah, Splatterhouse, very cool. This is the English version, so some of the religious imagery. And yeah, you're wearing a red hockey mask instead of a white one. Still a great version of Splatterhouse. Ease Book 1 and 2. This is worth the price of the Mini alone. Awesome game. It plays just like I remember it. You get 2 Ease games in one set. This is original TurboGrafx CD-ROM game, so there's, you know, some English dialogue in it. You get some cool voice acting by Jim Cummins and Thomas Hayden Church, and their voices are still in the game. I was worried that they would be edited out, but nope. We even get 2 working design games on here. Kadash and Parasol Stars. Praise the Parasol Stars. Sadly, this is the only bonk game on the TurboGrafx-16 Mini. But at least it's a good one. Bonk's Revenge. Yeah, if you want to play Bonk's Adventure, you have to go to the PC Engine side. So you go to the PC Engine icon down in the corner, and you can switch to the Editor 32 games if you're sick of these 25 here. So yeah, this feels like the Super Nintendo Mini, where you got 20 plus games you can select from, and that's very cool. And the 32 games are just a nice bonus. Yeah, so on the bottom here, say if you make a save state, it will actually put on a little helmet on these TurboGrafx-16s itself. So that means you got save functionality there. And if you have a controller to the bottom, it'll tell you whether or not it's a 1, 2, or even 5-player game, which is very cool. Instead of like saving it with passwords and everything, now I can just use save states. So you just hit run and select at the same time. So instead of resetting your game, it actually takes you to this cool menu. And you can have up to 4 save slots, just like any Air Mini. You can return the game, reset it, or change other features like that. And games like Utopia have built-in save features. So if you want to save your game in the game itself, you don't even have to use save states. All the PC Engine games are in their original Japanese. I figure with the delay of the TurboGrafx-16 Mini itself here in 2020, alright, this means that they're going to fully translate these games into English, and we're going to have ability to play Snatcher PC Engine version for first time in English. Well, no. So you get a nice all-new menu, you get the traditional white look that the PC Engine is known for, and you get little PC Engines in the background just walking around having fun. That's what makes the PC Engine so charming. Oh yeah, you get to see the card slide into the console. We have Ease Book 1 and 2 here, but now we can play it in its original Japanese. Big friggin' deal. And there's a lot of games on here that are double dipping, like Natopia, Dungeon Explorer, Natyrus. All three of these games are on the TurboGrafx-16 side, but now we can play them in the original Japanese. What I like about the original Natyrus here, yeah, it actually sounds proper. Now let's go back to the TurboGrafx-16 side and check out Military Madness. Its North American equivalent. Yeah, it opens up the same. But yeah, the letters load down much more slowly, and it's missing its audio cue. It just sounds weird. But at least in the North American version, I can play it. All the text here is in English, and I can understand it. Now, what would have been awesome though is that we have here Military Madness and Natopia. On the PC Engine side, yes, you can play the Japanese versions of them. You that's awesome. I figured, why can't we play JJ and Jeff and Chu Man Fu here also in Japanese? Because I remember in JJ and Jeff, yeah, the original Japanese version, Kato-chan and Ken-chan. And it was actually a much cooler game because you're actually seeing like potty humor jokes. You can see characters piss, fart, and are awesome things like that. But sadly, that's not here on the Mini. That was actually based on a real Japanese TV show. It's licensed, and yeah, they weren't able to secure the license here for the Mini. And that's a shame too because, yeah, the original Ken sadly passed away recently. It would have been so cool to play his game again, but we can't do that here on the Mini. Say you know Japanese and you want to play the Japanese version of Chu Man Fu, which is called B-Ball, you can't. It's only a select few of PC Engine to TurboGrafx-16 games we have here. It would have been nice to have all of them featured. It's great to see Bond's Adventure on here. So, a lot of the signs and a lot of the text is in Japanese. Still very playable. Well, it would have been nice to have the option, just like in the Sega Genesis Mini, to play both the English and Japanese versions. Not to mention the Italian, the French, and all those other different languages on one console. That's something that the Sega Genesis Mini definitely wins brownie points for. And the TurboGrafx-16 Mini sadly falls apart. Like, why can't I play the English version of Bond's Adventure? Why can't I play the English version of Super Star Soldier? Again, it doesn't change very much, but it would have been nice to have the option. Yeah, with Ninja Lokuden, yeah, this one actually has an English feature if you just hold down the buttons. Yeah, you can actually get multiple languages too, but of course not all the games are like that. This game is like the rare exception. Say you want to play Snatcher in English, there's no way. And this is heartbreaking too because Snatcher is a very good game. I love this game on the Sega CD, it was great. And I would love to see what they did on the PC Engine, but I can't. It's a text heavy game. All the menus and all the selections are Japanese. So unless you know Japanese, having this game on here is worthless. And that's not the only one either, because there are other games that are very text heavy, like this one here, Necromancer. I heard great things about it, but I can't play it. Thankfully, with Aerogates like Spriggan here, Gradius, Salamander, which is another exclusive here on the Mini. There's a little bit of Japanese in there, but it's nothing major. Once you actually get to the gameplay itself, very easy to figure out. Yeah, about 80% of these titles you can play no problem without knowing any Japanese. Yeah, many of these Japanese games still have a lot of English in them. Still a great selection of games, like we get Rondo of Blood here. Yeah, one of the best Castlevania games ever made. Yeah, Chunuki, a very weird shoot 'em up. If you hold down select and then hit run, you might get some cool secrets. Like Chunuki, that one is a Super CD game, but I loaded it up with a traditional card, and it's telling me, no, you gotta go back and get a Super System card. What the hell is going on here? Looks like he has a teapot on his head. But yeah, basically he's telling me to go screw off and play the game the way it was supposed to be played. But it's cool little features like that make the TurboGrafx-16 Mini awesome. Alright, yes, this is how it's supposed to be played. Yeah, one of the strangest games ever made. Yeah, I think the game is about getting protein and improving your muscles. Oh yeah, and the sequel we didn't get, but we should have got, Bomberman 94. You can get up to 4 kangaroo buddies. Each one has their own special abilities, and they can take a free hit for Bomberman. So say you get blown up by a bomb, nope, it's your pet that dies. Oh, a great new feature. And an awesome 5-player game just like always. And we also get this cool little puzzle game, Panic Bomberman. This is the same game that was kind of released on a Virtual Boy, but we can play it in color. Sadly, this is the only arcade Super CD-ROM game here on the Turbo. This was released out in 1995, one of the later releases. Holy, that's a cool effect. Oh yeah, eat a bitch. Hope it's not over yet. Alright, so I made it to second stage. Let's actually save the game into our menu, yeah. And we can play again for later. Now, sadly, I don't see a rewind feature, so say if you really suck and you want to see if you can save some lives, you can't do that. But you don't need that. It's cheating. Play like a real man when you play your girly game. Oh yeah, another great game here on the TurboGrafx-16 Mini. It's a shame we didn't get Gate of Thunder, but I guess we gotta be happy with what we got. So I figure I'll try it out to see if there's any problems. Now I'm playing this game and it feels fine. I don't notice like any issues with input lag or anything like that. It feels like Lords of Thunder. I heard the lag was supposed to be so bad that it's supposed to be unplayable. But I'm also playing this like on an older HDMI TV, so your situation could vary. Yeah, I'm having a good time here. I'm playing well. I'm just having fun here. I don't want to do any like stupid review. I want to play the game. Yeah. So we go from one of the best looking games on TurboGrafx-16 to one of the worst. But is this a bad game? Hell no. This is Bomberman. It's supposed to be, you know, all cartoony and basic looking. Because when you're blowing up people, you might as well look like Legos. When you get some more power-ups, some more bombs, and there's explosions across the screen, it's very cool. But when you're just starting out, yeah, kind of basic. Yeah, if you want to really enjoy Bomberman 93, get the Turbo Tap, get 5 players going, yeah, and have a ball. The cool thing about the North American version of R-Type is that it includes all 8 levels. Yeah, with the Japanese original, you actually had to buy 2 versions, to get the full game. Yeah, this was due to memory storage problems. And with a game like R-Type being so graphically intensive, they had to split the game up in two. But with the North American version here, you get all 8 levels in one little card. Yeah, which is awesome. And this is a great version of R-Type. Nearly arcade perfect, as you can tell. Yeah, I noticed no input lag. I'm moving the controller up and down pretty easily. I figured if there was any input lag, I'd be dying left and right here, but no, I'm doing well. I'm nearly at the end of the stage here, and I noticed no issues. It feels like I'm just playing a TurboGrafx-16. Yeah, and let me show you the load feature because I did get up to stage 6 in the game. Now this boss is actually exclusive here on the TurboGrafx-16. Yeah, if you play the arcade original, you just fight those little turrets, and that's it. Thankfully, yeah, it's not too difficult. Okay, and say you don't like the background, or you actually want to play in like 16:9, yeah, you have the ability to set up the wallpaper. I actually switched it because I don't like this kind of fruity design that they got going here with the yellow and pink controllers in the background. No. I like the black and orange design because it reminds me of the TurboGrafx-16 itself. The choice is up to you. But I wish there were more options. Just 4? That seems kind of slim. Say you don't like the PC Engine design, you can switch it to CoreGraph, which is the later model of the PC Engine. Say you want more CRT option, you can switch it to this. You want to go 16:9, you can fatten it up a little. Yeah, this one actually zooms it in a little, so yeah, you might be able to see action a little bit better. But I also noticed that some of the scores and some of the menu options get cropped out, so I don't recommend this one. You can even play through a Turbo Express. I don't see too many people using this feature because it crops everything down, but I don't know, I figure it was a nice touch. Yeah, it does look like a real Turbo Express.
Praise the holy ninja spirits. Thank you for listening to my sermon. When it's all said and done, yes, the TurboGrafx-16 Mini is a fine console, a fine mini to introduce you to the world of the Hudson Bee. And I'm proud to give it a 90 out of 100. Now, it may not be entertainment for everybody, but because I'm such a devoted fan of the TurboGrafx-16, many of the games on there are legendary classics that deserve attention. Oh, magnificent. Praise the Mini. Thank you for listening to my sermon. This is Jesus Car Superstar Soldier, over and out. The Sinistron is vanquished. All praise thee. Welcome to the Fantasy Zone. Get ready.